Oh. Oh, seems like I was mute in the past. Yeah. So yeah. So in this video or in this stream, I'm going to continue working on the preference module and try to finish it up. And so that's what I am going to do. Although there is some issue with my screen. Emo. I don't know what's going on over here. Hopefully it'll be okay. So yeah, so the implementation should be all complete, although there might be some little things here and there. That's why it is important to test. For this code, I was kind of not doing TDD because I already have the code, the other part of the code is done. So here I was just having some fun just writing it. So that's why I was kind of missing some tests. So what I have just updated is, as I released the new version of TypePlus with this maybe promise.transform, that's where I'm using it so that I don't have to do the stupid, extracting extra function or repeating the same code over and over. So here is what we see how it is being used over here. And then with that, let's continue. Just take a look at the test. So the test over here is working. Let me get rid of this guy. So that is good. So underneath the hood, under the hood, if you don't know, is using Emma for the state for just web. And over here in this implementation, I'm also doing the same. So one thing interesting is, well, in the future, I will talk about, have a series of videos about just web to talk about all the exciting things about it. So one thing I can share right now over here is that this plugin is a user preference plugin, and it provides the ability to get set or clear user preference. But the implementation of that is not in this plugin because this is a logic level plugin that it does not contain concrete implementation. The concrete implementation is done in the browser preference plugin, so that the logic or how you interact with the application with respect to preference can be declared all over here, and then depends on your app's need. It can be on the browser, it can be on something else, it can be on Node.js, whatever it is, and they can have different implementation. So what I'm doing here is for this create store, and this is kind of interesting because even though in this plugin is logic only, but the for this create store, the implementation is also logic only. It's a business logic, so that I can actually implement it here within this plugin instead of in the platform or the detail plugin. So I'm doing it over here, and so that in the test, I have to create a memory preference plugin to do the testing. So you can see that this is just really just a record or empty object, and then just fix it in memory, and that just works fine, right? So yeah, so that's the interesting part of this, and yeah, it's enough talking, and let's just continue. So I have I'm doing the testing the set call So it can do all the things, can set the value directly using undefined and setting it to null. So one interesting thing, I was just saying that there's enough talking, but I'm still keep talking, and but it's good to explain it, right? So that if you're watching this video, you know what's going on and the the mindset behind all this design and the code. So for this guy, let me backtrack a little bit. So this create store is allow the difference between this guy and the top level get set and clear all is the top level get set and clear all is depends, expecting the value is string. For one thing is, it's kind of breaking the paradigm or the quote-unquote metaphor that I know. And in the implementation, say in the browser preference, it is using the local storage to store the value, and for the local storage, it only takes string, right? It's serialized form, and so in this commands, the get set and get set command, I was using the string as a base as the type of the value, which is also reasonable. Say, for example, if you want to save the user preference on the server side, right? And so you would need to serialize it anyway and send it to the backend, or even in the backend on the server side, when you try to implementing it, you want to save it to a file, is also in string, right? So the assumption of having it in string makes sense. So that's why these are in string. But for the create store is do a little bit of abstraction or convenience, so that it allows the values to be any serializable object, essentially a JSON. So in the JSON, it can be all the types that's supported by JSON, and one of it is including null. Right, although you setting the value is null versus setting it in undefined, it actually doesn't make too much sense, but the type supported. I so to speak, I can exclude the null from the top level, because in my opinion it doesn't make too much sense. But if that is the case, I don't know if there's any use case that I cannot think of to save it as null. But if the system allows it, I'm okay with it, right? So over here, you can see that I have this is any that's set. The reason is because I don't set it to is any. This value, you can see this function is kind of like the recipe function in Emma. It takes a draft T and so on, and the type of the original value, this O is really the original value. Actually, let me rename it origin. And this value is coming from the draft function over here, but since it was the way it was set up, it was in string over here, this getting a string, and then so that I can pass it or get the default value, whatever, and especially the default value. Actually, there is a bug here as I'm talking. That's why it's good to talk it out. I'm going to add a test for it to make sure that it failed and then fix it. And then you get that value and then pass it, so that this is really just a object, right? So because of that, that is not a draft of T, especially since I need to get it from the default value. It doesn't make too much sense to create to do something special about it, because it's just really just a object literal, or whatever value you pass in, right? So there is a type mismatch over here. So that's why over here in the implementation, I decided, well, it's okay to cast this to any, but I want to have a test over here to make sure that it is working. Right, so that's what this test is. And as I'm saying that, and then over here, this also set, make sure the one that is actually touching here is working correctly, because the code that I wrote here for this test is actually go over here because the value is not a function, right? So this value is not a function, this one, so it actually doesn't go there. So but since it is a valid, quote unquote, valid use case, so I leave the test over there. So now I doesn't care about the name first, so I want to get this. Let's see, so the bug that I think I have is this guy. So let me see, is this really a bug, or I just, when I'm talking, I can't talk and think correctly at at the same time. So let me put this over here. So the type is T. Yeah, it's okay, because that is the type of T that I want. So actually I'm good. I don't need that additional test. So yeah, so test the handler, return a new value, and then test the end handler that will return the they will update the value in place, like using the draft feature of Emma. Right, and then as accept handler that's return nothing. Right, so that also let me clean the test up a little bit. Set value to undefined, make it looks a little bit nicer. Set to value, set from value, that's so good. Make sure the value is from. Set handler to value. Should I handle that? Well, it doesn't hurt. Let's add a function. Add a code for that. Return null. Well, in that case, right, so this should be null. So that pass. That. Can do that. Name is good. Okay. So this I will say set. Let's say with handler. No. With handler value. Place. Okay. And this a little bit. Okay, and then so set this and nothing. Add brace. Want me to add brace? Yeah. So this looks like a problem. Interesting. I thought it should support that. Oh. Okay, so that doesn't work. That's why we need the test. So set value undefined, set value is an updater. The updater should allow to return update result, which yes, because of my type I set up to be undefinable. Yes, that's good. So in the JSON type itself, let's see, did I actually returning this correctly? Let me just double check. So the store with the type of any that value get okay. There is another thing that I would need to fix, because right now this is not type returning. I need to return T, right? So this will be T, and then the set function is set that, or it can accept undefined, because that is the case that I just added to make sure that I can set it to undefined over here. Right, so that is as expected. So the problem though is over here inside this function, right, inside the updater. I do support to set it to undefined or well, clear the value, and in Immer, because of the way that it's expect to take the updater, it cannot just return this updater function or the recipe cannot return undefined, because the Immer will not able to tell whether the code is actually modifying the data in place, or which may be doing nothing, or is actually returning undefined. So because of that, it need to support the return nothing as a workaround. So with that here, I think the fix is adding this. So it's not just that. So these let's see. So when I do that, this is fixed, so this will work, although the implementation is not working yet. But we can see that now this is not right, and so the question is, would that be the case, right? Which I think it should. Yes, it will be the case, and so I would cast it for the test to say that okay, it will not be null because we set the default value. But in real case, yes, it can be undefined, just like, you know, when we in this over here, right, when we just get the value is undefined, so the value that you get passed in the updater function can be undefined. So that is correct. So now the type is correct, and although the implementation, the JavaScript side is not correct. So that's what we need to take a look at. So what's going on over here is still get a equals to 1. So I set that to nothing. Oh, I'm not using the okay. Yeah, because here I need to use produce. Should be like this, as any. No, still not. So the value is a function, that's for sure. So it get in over here, and then R is undefined. Oh, it will not be nothing. The R is undefined, which it seems like I don't actually need this implementation over here, because like that. Oh, okay. I need to revert it back. So, meaning v equals to undefined. So what happens over here is that if because I do the produce at this level, I feel like, okay, let's fix it first and then see if I can improve it. So what happens is right now with this change, I am calling the produce at this level, which get the values and then sending back the set itself internally. No, hold on a second. The actual implementation will be using produce. So that's a problem. So that is right now, this is that there is a discrepancy between the actual implementation that I envision for the for browsers versus the in-memory one that I have over here for the testing. Because for the testing, for simplicity, I'm not doing that. Well, actually I do. Yeah, I actually do. I call this produce over here. So it should be working as like the actual one. So that's good. So meaning this set will do the produce thing, and with that I really feel like I shouldn't do the produce over here. But for now, let's roll with it first to figure out the details and then see if I can fix it again. And so what happened is because the set function internally is using a produce, so if the value here is undefined, I actually need to return nothing. Okay, I actually need to return well, not the email one, although actually they are the same. They are the same one. Oh, here I'm calling the produce. That's why I get this guy, because in the state I'm also exposing it. So this is definitely is kind of a no. Kind of an indication. It's not really a no. It's an indication that I am doing it wrong. Right, so if I change this, it still does not. yeah, it's undefined, so this is returning nothing. I feel like it's the mock stuff, the in-memory one, that is screwing it up though. It's not really the actual issue. So let's take a look over here. So what do I get? Set VA undefined. I do get. Oh! It's because of this. It's because of this. It's because of this. I set the default value to that, so every time I get it, I will get that as the default value. Because it does set it to undefined. Oh no, not get. Set. Okay, let's do this. How it is working? The logic is actually working. All right. Let's continue. So with that, let's revert this back. I think the original one should be working. Let's see. Yeah. So so the R is nothing. That's why it's nothing. Then this just returning a nothing back to the actual implementation, and the actual implementation get the value is nothing. It will set it to nothing, undefined. So that is how it should be doing. So this is correct. Right, and as I'm writing this, let's also simplify it to this. Although some people may find it a little bit more messy, but I like the code to be compact. All right, or without as needed. Of course I can also do this, but these have this ternary operation. I don't want to do too much about it, and especially I have to cast it to T, and then this. Well, it's the same. I need to cast it to any anyway, but I would like to say it this as T to make sure that I know what I'm doing. Okay, so accept handler returning nothing, so that's good. So all these are working, and then let's copy and paste this. Right, and then that no. But I do a typo again. Now I keep doing typos so easily. Accept async, and then for these set async. Handler, can I spell? So async it should be working, but for the testing, that's why you need to test. So this is not working. So unexpected token. So what's this? Unexpected token in the JSON? This guy? Or this guy? Or what? What unexpected token? Undefined? Here? anonymous function. Why the v is an nani? Nani? Okay, let's start by 1 unexpected token. What do is here? What did I set it to? It should be this guy. So this return by just mean that I have to wait for it, or what did I get? So let's see. Console.log got as what I got is a promise. I set the value to a promise. Which is here, that it gets set to a promise. I see. Let me just double check. It shouldn't be it. Yes, here, this guy, this, once we, this, I need to do the same thing. And then, so instead of, okay, that is an interesting and unexpected way for me to use this, right? Well, this guy will need to return and then say storage value key equals to B, like that. Okay, so save that, and then right now this will become undefined, which is as expected because I will now need to wait for it. Async await. Nope, still undefined. This got returned. And let's see over here. This I would need to return also. There you go. Right, because I was not awaiting a promise, but now returning it does. So that actually solve a fix a bug. Yeah. So that's good. So here, that is a interesting way that I actually didn't expect it to use this transform function, because originally I was thinking, okay, just transforming the data, but over here I'm actually handling, it is the handler of the value, and just forget about whether it is async or not, and just do the stuff that I need to do. So which is cool, right? Which is nice. Is what it shows that this is actually more useful than I originally thought. So that is always a good thing. And for this guy, just have some fun, yeah, returning void. Okay, like that. So that's good. So get rid of this. All this now I have to async await as expected. So one thing though is this, it does not, yeah, it does not, this set function does not return a void. Does not return a, say is a void, the store. This guy, I am returning something. Why it is saying void? Because of the self set is void. But is in fact it is not. So this will actually return a void or promise of void, like that. So that's that. And then now this also get void or a promise of void. And TypeScript, I forgot it was TypeScript or ESLint didn't detect that. Do I need a wait over here? Because it doesn't know, right? It can be void or promise. I probably can improve this a little bit. Let's see if I can improve this. So this set value at this level I really cannot, because I can't extract this. I can't do inference at this location, right? Because this is all within the generic type definition, so I can't really do anything over here, unfortunately. But over here I might able to do something. So this guy, I might able to do something. But it sounds complicated, because I will need to check if this is if it is a function, and then get the result to see if the return value is a promise. Maybe it's not too bad. So however, this is not a generic type yet. So I can show what I mean over here. So if I do a type of value over here, and then extends infer, well, extend v, let's say, right, and then return return type, just do something funky, right, and return, say 2, right, extend infer, like that. I wouldn't able to, does not satisfy the constraint. Yeah, so let's play around with it, right? So if it is invert v, and then v extends any function, right? If it is any function, then return that. If not, return 2. Okay, so now that the type pass, forget about the implementation first. So this get the return type. And so let's see what do we get over here. So let's do that. So you can see that this getting all the possibility, right? So it's get the 1 over here, which is this case, and then also some kind of the return value, the void nothing a number, which is coming from this update over here, this update result, right? This void and the type, you know, all that. So that's an indication that the this infer well, it does not get the actual type. It's based on the type that was defined over here. So to solve that problem, then that means I have to introduce that v in front, extends this guy, extend this, and then this will be v, right? So that I don't have to have this extra level, right? And then I can do it like that. With that, this will be 1, which the other case, which is what we want. And over here, this you get the promised void, right? So that's that. And however, it seems like the ESLint, so it probably the thing comes from ESLint. Oh no, I do have ESLint turned on. Why this doesn't warn me about the issue? I don't know. So over here, I can say this is B, I guess. So this will return, yeah, return that value. If it is async, right? Just want to double check this is that. And then if this is a function, this is oh, not void. Return value of v void see if I can do this. Why is it void? If I say it is v, this is the function. Oh, it is this function. Okay. Yeah, this function can return void. So if it is a function, I want it to read well, I still want this guy to be v. What should it be? T. I want this to be T. Right, yes. And then, so it seems like I'm able, well, I can do it, although you can see that this mess up all the implementation, but that's okay. So let's first fix the type first. So let's go back over here, right? I would, I'm breaking the rules a little bit, meaning I am testing 2 things inside one test. But you know, when you have a lot of tests, you know, sometimes it doesn't it doesn't, it's, or put it this way, it's okay to do this. So owl, right? So I will expect the owl equals to that, right, to return it. And I also want to make sure the type is correct, right? The type true, because that's what we are dealing with. So this, I want it to be, in this case, it should be the JSON type. Well, the store, the set, oh, this I get the, yep, I get the V, right, which is not what we want, right? Is what we actually want is the original type of the store. And so this should be the JSON type, and type of owl, right, like that. Okay, yep, like that. So although yes, I can leave the text like this, but checking the it against the JSON type, I feel like it's a little bit too raw, right? Because I could, you know, JSON type can be anything. Although I do think the its type will be doing it correctly, but I would like to make sure I have more control on what I want it to be. So I am going to test pref, test pref equals to, let's say A is a number, and then B, let's make it optional, B as a string, right? So like this, and say test pref, right? So now this will be wrong, but I can say it is test pref. Okay, so that gives me a little bit more control to make sure that, okay, I know the type is being inferred correctly. Okay, so I can set this to undefined. So that also leads to another thing, is that, well, should I add the undefined to begin with? You can set, it is undefined by default, right? For the preference when you get it stored, well, without storing anything at the beginning, it is undefined. And so the type that you get, this, right, should include undefined. Should include undefined, although it is really something that, you know, a little bit debatable, right? Do you always want to check if it is undefined when you're actually using it? So it is the a debate about correctness versus convenience, I think, and that will be, there's no right or wrong answer, at least at this moment. So I am going to let that slip by for now. So over here, I am going to also check the result of the set. Right, so this will be that, and then let's see. Yeah, so also check this is that, and then set that to our2, right? Make sure that this is really is oversaturated. It's not needed. But it's okay. It's just copy and paste and put it over there. It doesn't hurt much, right? So it's checking all. This type is also doing fine. This one for the now, it really shouldn't matter, but you know, why not, right? Because you never know when it is not the case. Just see. So if it is test pref, then it is not now. Okay. Let's say or now. Okay. So this will be that or no. Yeah. So that is working as expected. Right. And then this will be also that. And as we are doing it, let's also do that. Yeah, for this guy is type equals true JSON type, so I can have a test to cover the generic case, right? And then this store, the type is already set by the default value if I don't specify anything. So it's type equals what I'm doing, true, and then a as a number, type of result, right, like that. Right, so I also have that covered. And like to let's separate this, make it looks a little bit nicer. So the assert is down there. I could have also do this, the action step. Let me actually do it. So the given when then or assert, act, and no, a the first, what is the first a? Assume, act, and assert. Right, so but you can see, you know, when it gets to things like this, the code like this, it's become a little bit more messy. So yeah, I follow it sometimes I don't. So that's good on this one. Set from now, these are okay. I am more interested in these. So let's set this to test pref. Okay. So then the R equals to that guy, and I want to make sure that this is test pref type of R. Okay. So that's good. That's okay. The get we already tested. We don't need to test that again. That's pref. And so this is R, and then I want to make sure this 2 doesn't make a difference, you know, but you know, just why not adding it. Also this one doesn't really do much. Oh, where is the check? I should also check the result value, although it's so, because you know how it is coded, so it would become very obvious. Yeah, of course, right? But quote unquote, never say never. Things will happen when it is least expected. So test pref. So here is where it's more interesting. Okay, so that, and then is type equal. I want to make sure that it is a promise of test pref type of R. Right, and then I know that is false, but let me finish the test. Await out to be well, to equal a equals to 1. Right, the same thing. It's just that right now the type is incorrect. Okay, so so let's see. what I want to do is something like this. Okay, see if that fixes it. And now this get too long. And voila, you can see that this is working, right? So this gets a type, and you can see that there's no other error, you know, on the side, and the type is good. However, that completely mess up the implementation. But that's okay. Let's update all the tests first. Make sure that everything's in good shape. Getting that over here, this will be the same. And then let's hold on a second. Test pref. Yeah, when it is in there, damn it. There seems to be still, this is a bug. Is the echo checking still not working correctly for this guy? So there is a little bit a bug over here for the is type equal. It's not easy to get this right. So I will need to take a look at that later on. Test pref. That handler return nothing, so async that return nothing. No, what did I do? No, undo. Okay, so that is good. What I want is this guy, async, and then cons out, right? So this. Okay, so that looks like another issue. Wait, oh, it's just because I haven't do async. And then this will be to be undefined. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it actually returned the serialized form of the object. I need to parse it. So the question is, do I want to? So my gut feeling is that I actually don't want to. I don't want to do that because of the principle of command query separation. Because the get and the set is one is the query and one is the command. Although over here in this RAM, and when using email and stuff, I am bending the rule a little bit so that it will return the value while I while I am working on it. So sorry. So what I want to say. Oh, hi, Dirty Cow. Sorry, didn't see your message, and hope you're enjoying it. And so back to here. On the email system, or on the set system, or on the state, that is something that I recently, in the 4.0, I changed it so that you can see at the end over here, it is returning the type. By the way, this is way too long. So let me fix that a little bit. Okay. So it is returning the value. And the reason for doing that is really just for convenience, because say in React, right, when you do use state, if you don't return the value, it's very cumbersome to get the new change, because for the states, we are not doing any reactive things as in React, right? So when you just set it, in order to get the change, they get the value over here. So let me open it again. So for the states, it's returning the value, but this value is unlike the React hook. It will not change when you call by calling the set, right? Because there's no re-rendering, right? This is just code. So you have to listen to a onChange event else inside the same code or elsewhere. But if it is inside the same code, just get it set, and then also using the onChange seems to be very inconvenient. So that's why over here I decided to break the rule a little bit, so that the set will also returning the updated value. And I think that kind of okay and makes sense, because there is no, making calls to a server or doing any complicated thing over here. It is really just setting the value and then returning it, right? So it should be okay. Although speaking of which, there might, I think I handled it, but I could be wrong, that with this handler stuff, if the handler, if I'm listening, that's this onChange, right? The handlers are the handlers from the onChange, and if the one of the handler throws an error in the middle, it really should not fail the test. Well, no, sorry, it should not affect the set call. And in the Event Plus, right, in the Event Plus, I have a trap error to do just that. But seems like I don't have it over here. Since like I'm not doing it over here, this is doing the onChange, and then this calling this notify, and then this for each just calling it. So it is another bug that I should fix. So on that, because this is inside the same code, let me just write it.todo throw handler throws will not affect set. Okay, so yeah, that is something that I would need to handle. So that's that. Where am I? Why did I get all the way over there? Oh, okay. So about the command query separation, right? So for that, that's why on that RAM I was doing that. So over here, the question is, should I do the same? I feel like I should not, and I don't have to, because this code is about preference, right? Setting user preferences. And when you are setting user preference, it doesn't occur to me that you would need to get the updated result for anything meaningful. At least, on top of my head right now, I cannot think of any use case of that, because you update a user preference when the user make a change. Say for example, you're displaying a table and the user, you allow the user to sort the columns, or you allow the user to adjust the width of the column. And those are some user test settings. Then when they change it, you want to save that settings, but you would just, all you need to do is just save it. You don't need to change. You get the saved or updated value and do something about it, right? So yeah, and I think also that that works well if you're sending that preference to the backend, to the server, right? So, and in that case, you won't expect to get the value back, right? So yeah, so because of that, I feel like this should be void. So if that is void, then I can just return this, and then these I would I know it is. Do I know? Oh, I don't. So, which I can use the same thing again. Maybe promise transform. Right. So this code, and then return nothing. Okay, so that's that. And now over here, there are some weird stuff going on over here. So first, let's see. So this is void, so let's update the test, right? So the promise test path, this all should be void. So on this, so now in that case it should be void. So I don't test, don't return, don't check the value. Ooh. Will be undefined. Okay. So, and then change all this to that. But now there are some other errors. So let's see, there are still these. This actually affect the code? No, this is again another get. This is undefined. Why I still have this? Where is it? Oh yeah. Await will be undefined. This free. Undefined. Okay, so now there's only one test that failed, which is this guy. So return nothing. Oh, okay. So that is the last code over here. So, but let me skip that first. I'll go back to it because right now over here is called the type get all messed up, right? So the logic is working, but the type is not happy. So let's see what's going on. So type is not assignable, void is not assignable to all these. Yeah, with this v extend whatnot. Right. So from here you can see that it return void promise void, which is it is what we want, is either promise void or void, right? But it complains. Okay. Still return. Okay. Nani? Define is not, so you can see that there's some stupid thing going on, right? I do want to indicate that it doesn't return anything. It's return void in this case, right? I can kind of say fix that to like this. No, it doesn't, right? But this is what my intention to be. I want to intend it to return either void or a promise of void. But over here, when I specify the return statement, it says undefined, it's not assigned to void, but if I don't have it, then this can become a problem. So it is a dilemma, so to speak, right? So what I can do though is, undo all this. Of course, I would need to be very careful to not making any change because I want to get back to, oh shit, my stupid keyboard. I was just saying okay, let me redo this. So what I'm going to do is doing a function overload, right? So what did I have? I need to remember what I have. What I have done, this is extends that guy, and v, and then if v extends any function, any promise of any, then promise of void if not void. Right, kind of like this, right? But as you can see, TypeScript doesn't allow you to do function overload on the object property, right? So what I need to do is get this code out and make that a function. Now that will work, right? And also a benefit of that is then I don't need to use the self-reference over here anymore. Oh no, I still need to, because this is not that kind. I still need to do this. Oh, so this is working. Now there's no more error, right? So yeah, should I do the same thing for this one? Yeah, it's okay. I can, yes, if I feel like it, but you know, for now, I think this looks fine. Although I failed one test, it's probably because I did this stupid thing. Why I did that? I do have the promise. What did I do? Maybe I can look back in the video, can I? Okay, let's try to solve it here. It shouldn't be that hard. Oh no. Only this one failed. What did I do? So, it's the last one to get. So the set what I get in the V? Yeah, I get that. So I do a set. It is nothing, then it's return V. That's not the case. If not, I serialize it. That is what I want. What went wrong? Default value? No, it's not default value this time. Get undefined. Why? Let's do the value set storage key. I already have this. I didn't undo this part. Value V. Okay, over function. That is a function. V is the promise. So yeah, I do get do. It's done over. The get all happen. Oh, I return. Yes, return. That's what I'm missing. There you go. Okay, that's what I'm missing. Okay. Stupid. So that's that. So now with that, I can enable this. So this get simple value to string. It gets the nothing. It gets the nothing. So this guy, it gets the nothing. So supposedly it should work. Maybe it's the in-memory guy issue. So you first set it to that, which is fine. So let's remove the extra E on the set 22. Okay, let's get rid of this guy. I don't care about that guy really. Right, so the first one, it's set to this string, which is fine. The second one, it should be called, right? So just in case, value, look, right? It is a function, so it will be called by this guy. Yeah, I feel like it's the I feel like it's just the in-memory implementation, because normally the produce function will get the object, and then this guy will evaluate in place, and which if the value return is a nothing, then it will go in there and set the result to, set the result to undefined. So over here is that I just need to do the same, right, to make the behavior complete, because this is where I'm actually setting it. I'm kind of trick around instead of using the produce the quote-unquote normal way, right? Because I am getting the extra key and then doing that kind of stuff outside. I could have changed this a little bit to get this as a storage, and then transform the value to that to use the key, which maybe I can, but yeah, for now I completely fine in just doing this delete storage else do that set. But with that, cannot convert object to primitive type, so that now I get a different error, which is better, because over here now what do I get? I think I get undefined. So log what did I get? No, this happened in the set call. This happened in the set call. The original, the V. What I got in V? In a reference. It's a draft. It's the whole draft stuff. Hmm? This happened over here. Oh, sorry. There you go. All right, we can start changing both place, both way. Now that works. All right, so I think that's good. That is all the case that I need to test. And so you can see, even though, at the beginning of saying it's probably the implementation is done, but until you really test it, there is a lot of tiny little details that you will not discover. So that's why doing the unit test is important, because if not, if I just release it as the original implementation, then whoever is using the code won't be happy when it encounters some of those special cases. Right. So with that, that's it for this session, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm going to do some final cleanup on this and call it a night. So thanks again one more time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.